You ever go to the gym, work out real hard? You got those muscles, they're feeling tight. You need some soothing, some real soothing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just like your vocals will need soothing. You know, all that de-essing, all those weird parts of your vocals. Oeksound Soothe 2, that's a good plugin. Let's talk about it. So there you go, your muscles are nice and soothed. Now, let's take Soothe 2 from Oeksound for a little spin test. This is a really cool plugin. I want you to understand what it is, so I'm gonna break it down a little bit before I start getting into what I use it on. But I'm gonna be using it on this song by David Nolf. It's called Lights Down Low. It was produced here at Radium Media, mixed, mastered, recorded, everything. And I just wanted to show you kind of like what the song sounds like, and I'll show you what I did with this plugin. So here's the beginning, just the intro coming in.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me. Smiling, tells me that it's not too fast. Reaching, pulling my hands to your lap, leaning. Something I've been meaning to ask you. So can you...
All right, so that's the intro. The vocal is beautiful. David's got a really big voice. It's a really cool voice, kind of scruffy and grimy. And I thought to myself, okay, let's make this really like a pop vocal. So I want it crisp, I want it like big, I want it in your face, I want it compressed. We ran it through some outboard gear in the other room. And then it got almost like a little too edgy and like peaky, right? And that's where this Soothe 2 plugin comes in. Now, Oeksound is based out of Finland. And obviously Finland has a great tradition with sound. They have Genelec speakers. They currently have the Amphion speakers and the manufacturers of Amphion there in Finland. So obviously Finnish people are listening. And I got Finnish blood, so hire me to listen to your records, right? So here we are with this plugin. I just want to show you the basic parameters. Soothe 2 is an update to Soothe 1, meaning they've gone and revamped the whole algorithm. They've made it better, they've made it lighter on CPU, they've added some really cool new features, and that's kind of what I'm gonna focus on here. But the concept of this plugin overall is that it's sort of like a multi-band compressor, exciter, expander, but for the most part, we're gonna be kind of, you know, multi-band EQing. So we're gonna find specific EQs. It's a look ahead, so it's sampling like so many samples per second. So I'm going to just kind of show you what that means. Now you see this EQ curve. This is the one thing that I think kind of sticks out about Oeksound Soothe 2 and Soothe 1. So this looks like a normal EQ curve, but what we're doing here actually is we're finding frequencies that we would like to suppress a little bit more. So as you bring these up, it suppresses them more. As you bring them down, it excites it a little bit more. Or I guess it just says, hey, don't look at this and don't target this. So the depth is the depth of actual EQ, so equalization. You have a soft curve, which is very like a soft knee kind of compression on it. I think of this as more of a dynamic EQ than a compressor. So like if you're dynamic EQing, you're kind of letting just those frequencies that hit at a certain point get captured and taken down, which is super valuable and useful. So let's just look at it. Like I just want to show you what it's doing on this lead vocal coming in. These are the main parameters though.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me.
Now for me, I wanted to kind of choke out a little bit of like the S's, a little bit of the harshness of the 4K. I have the 2K. 2K is like really kind of like a piercing frequency for vocals. It helps it kind of like build more body in the track. As you see, this is starting to roll off right around 538 hertz. But this is basically the target range of what you're targeting, right? So specific frequency range that you'd like to target, you'd like to dynamically EQ down. This is the depth, this is the amount. So as I bring this depth up, you'll see how much it's doing. And if you really want to hear it in action, I'll just turn this depth all the way up.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me. Drop top, speeding.
So if I turn this to hard, this is going to actually give it even more hard, detailed, hard knee dynamic EQing.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me.
And you can start to hear some artifacts coming in. So this is hard I usually use for like percussive elements, right? For like drum busses, things like that. Maybe you got cymbals that are going and they're like really bright and piercing and you just want to take some of that edge off of them. I use that hard setting. And the soft setting, I use it more for like vocals like this. Now I'm not doing too much here. I just wanted the body to come back into the vocal and I wanted it to still be pop and in your face and bright and crispy. So I just kind of, you know, brought that in a little bit just to de-ess and get rid of some of the harshness. This is the attack and the release, just like any compressor or any dynamic EQ, how fast it attacks the actual information, how fast it releases on the information, just like any compressor. This is the really cool thing, the quality control. This is something they added with Soothe 2. On Soothe 1, you really only had one of these. You just had real-time and offline, and they would just be joined. And these are oversampling, so you're going to get a higher quality at 4 times, two times, and then 1 time oversampling. Of course, it's oversampling, so it's like looking ahead for the information, and then it's making up for it on the back end by you know, your DAW. And then, you know, this is the boring stuff, but I want you to understand this plugin because it's very, very powerful, and it's very creative, and it's easy to use. Normal resolution, I usually leave the real time at like something that's very, you know, maybe even 2 times, so it's less on the CPU. And then this is the coolest thing that they added to this, is now you can have on offline bounce, I can go to 4 times and I can go to ultra. And this isn't going to affect me listening to it in real time, but you'll have a lot less artifacts when you go to make your actual final bounce, or maybe just bounce in place, or you're, you know, whatever, you're doing whatever with this plugin. Once you go to actually print it, you're gonna get an ultra 4 times oversampling, which is amazing. So this is a really cool feature they added to Soothe 2. The quality control, being able to control real time versus offline. And then here you have a sidechain. You can sidechain input stuff, which is amazing. And you have a cue here where you can just listen to the sidechain. And then this is the mix control. How much of this do you want? Just like a de-esser or any sort of like, you know, if you wanted to parallel compress or parallel dynamic EQ, you could do that. You could say, I only want to mix it in 50%. So maybe you want to go really hard on this and then you want to...
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not...
You want to just kind of blend it in and make a nice parallel processing with it, which is really cool. You get the original actual sound and then you start to blend in a little bit of it, taking it down. So it's sort of like letting the natural stuff still through, and you get a little less artifacts when you use the mix knob, to my ears. On this one, I was just going very light with the depth, and I was just using it at 100%. So it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Sharpness is really cool. It's just kind of like tightening in on the quality, the cue. And you can see what it's doing here as I turn up the sharpness.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me.
With a vocal like this, I would definitely keep the cue pretty open and pretty loose on the actual EQ curves, just because it's a little more natural sounding anytime you dip out something where it's not doing a really tight cue. And then selectivity is just saying, hey, I want to be really selective, or I want to be, you know, not as selective. So I'll show you what that's doing here.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop, things that you're doing to me. I'm not ready for you to see me.
This is a very, very, very intelligent processor, and it's really, really, really powerful. And anybody that you know in the music industry that's not using this, that is using this, is going to be at the highest level. You watch any of the guys from Mix with the Masters, you watch, you know, any of these pros out there, you know, Greg Wells, these guys just use this stuff because it's amazing, it's easy to use, and you're not going through and you're not EQing out things, you're just kind of dipping those things when they hit too hard or too much, which makes it nice and smooth, it smooths things out. And that's what the idea of this plugin is to soothe things, right? So Soothe 2, this is the brand new one, and it's amazing. And then it also has like this stuff down here, which is just showing you the frequency on dials as opposed to just grabbing this GUI version. And then there's also a curve to this, a slope, 24 dB per octave, 48. I think the most musical one for my ears on this is 12 dB. I like it a lot. But this is just kind of like the filter at the low end. And then, yeah, so this is really like, that's the whole plugin. It also has a trim. You have a delta. I don't really know what this does, but it'll show you a little help bubble. It says monitor the difference between wet and dry signal, i.e. what has changed when delta is enabled, the mix setting is ignored. So there you go. So you can literally...
Drop top, speeding through the cool. I'm not ready for you to see me.
Really cool. It's showing you the difference, the delta between, you know, your full signal with that stuff taken out and just what it's taking out, which is super powerful. And then you got the bypass, which is latency compensated and click-free bypass. Does not bypass the processing in the background, so the CPU load will remain the same. Amazing. That's awesome. Way better than turning it off and on here. That's kind of the idea, right? So here you are, and then the last thing I'll show you with this plugin is the presets, because the presets in this have gotten a lot deeper than Soothe 1. You have a ton of new stuff. You have stuff by the big dogs. You got Joe Ciccarelli in here. He's got his processors. He's got acoustic guitar warmer, which I'd imagine takes out some of the string twang and stuff. Hi-hat remover, piano enhancer. You got Jacquard King. He's amazing, one of my favorite engineers. He's got to clean up a little vocal harshness. I love that. And then a medium strum acoustic. Greg Wells, there you go. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Take the edge off, right? So this is just a really powerful plugin. I definitely recommend it for harsh vocals, soothing out harsh vocals, really harsh cymbals, electric guitars that are like really pokey, you know? Simple, soothe them out. And I'm going to show you one last thing that I like to do with this. I do like to put it on the input as an insert on a track, but it is so powerful on like a mix bus. So this is the vocal mix bus. Now I'm going to kind of like bypass both of these processors on this lead vocal and on the mix bus, and you'll see just how much coolness this is doing and how much it's smoothing it, putting it into the mix. So here it is. This is the vocal mix, everything going here.
Drop top, speeding through the cool breeze. Don't stop. Things that you're doing to me, I'm not ready for you to see me. You're smiling, tells me that it's not too fast reaching. Pulling my hands to your lap, leaning. Something I've been meaning to ask you. So can you show me you're not just a beautiful face? Slowly freeze and drop you.
And it's just like amazing for dynamic singers like David, because he's going up into vocal ranges where, you know, sometimes like his throat is just peeking out and it's getting just a little screechy, which is a vibe, but you know, we want to kind of like soothe it a little bit, and then now it sounds like a vibe, but it's also just like nice and controlled. And that's what this plugin is about. It's about soothing and controlling, and just like your muscles when you break them down and they're feeling sore. And, you know, Will Martin's, go follow him because I just rubbed his chest with lotion, and I'm sure some of you guys really enjoyed that. And others of you thought that was really weird and creepy, and I understand, you know, but, you know, don't be like that. So go get this plugin, Oeksound, Finland, holla to my Finnish people. Love you guys. Keep making really great products and keep tuning into the Radium POW. So there you have it. Keep your vocals, keep your guitars, keep your instruments nice and soothed. Just like this lotion does for our bodies. When your muscles are tight, you gotta soothe them out. And when your mid-range is really nasty, you gotta get that all soothed up. So thanks so much to Oeksound for making this great plugin. And thank you for checking this out. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe you're a weirdo too. Maybe you want to get soothed. Not recommended for everyone.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta pump those muscles up, dude. Can't look like a bitch on camera.
That's right. I'm about to put lotion all over your body, dude.
Come on, come on. I got you. Soothe.
So soothing.
Love it.